To stay alive a little longer, I smashed out my own front teeth. Then I went to my daughter-in-law and told her, this way I'll eat less food. Right after, I ran outside bragging about it like losing my teeth was something worth celebrating. But really, it was just a bargaining chip to buy myself a few more days. In our village, there's a cruel custom. Once parents turn 70 and are still alive, their sons carry them up the mountain to die, all to save a little food so the rest of the family can survive the winter. My name is Ailing. I was born in a remote Japanese mountain village, swallowed by poverty and despair. What my daughter-in-law didn't expect was, I'm only 69, but she's already getting tired of me. When I tried to add wood to the fire, she yanked it away. When I went to grind soybeans, she grabbed that away too. It was clear I was no longer wanted in this home. To save my son from having to choose, I told him I'd go up the mountain this winter. My son cried when he heard this. My daughter-in-law reminded him, it's the village rule. If we don't follow it, the whole family will be punished. Under that pressure, my son could only cry softly. Soon, the day came. I took my daughter-in-law to a hidden stream. The trout there could feed them all winter, as long as they told no one. That night, the village elder told my son, the path is steep. If you get too tired halfway up, you can roll her down the mountain. My son froze. At midnight, I had him carry me out of the village. When we reached the edge, I looked back at the place I'd lived for over 60 years. My heart ached with memories, but I patted his shoulder, telling him to keep going. He walked from midnight to dawn, and from dawn to daylight. We didn't speak. It's part of the custom. I could feel every step he took was heavy. He didn't want to leave me, but he had to keep walking. The mountain path was steep and winding. When a sharp rock cut his foot, I tore a piece from my clothes and handed it to him to bandage the wound. After a long, painful climb, we reached a clear stream. I told him to sit and rest, pulled out our last bit of dried food, and gave it to him. He wouldn't eat it. He wanted me to have it. Maybe it was the grief building inside him, but he forgot the rule and spoke. He said, in 20 years, my son will carry me up this mountain, and 20 years after that, my grandson will carry him. This isn't a tradition. It's a hell that repeats through generations. Finally, after climbing a steep slope, we reached the death spot our ancestors had chosen. We froze. The hillside was littered with bones. All old people like me, abandoned by their children to die. Above us, crows called like they were announcing fresh meat. I patted his shoulder, telling him to put me somewhere with fewer bones. Chin-Ping clung to me, sobbing hard. I pulled out our last bit of food and stuffed it into his hand. Take it, go home for the winter. He hugged me and cried even harder, but I couldn't let my heart soften. I slapped his face, telling him without words, a man can't be weak. I drove him away, and finally, he walked down the mountain.